Hey everybody, welcome to the Jim Masters Show live entertainment lifestyle talk show series. How you guys doing today? It's so nice to see all your smiley faces. Thanks for tuning in and thanks for joining us here. We really appreciate you guys being with us. We are coming at you live here from the East Coast of the United States in the greater New York area, New York and New Jersey, Connecticut, southern New England coast between New York and Boston. A little bit nippy today, a little bit cooler. We had some beautiful 65-degree weather yesterday. Today, not so much. Windy and in the lower 50s, but still nice. No snowstorms, none of that happening. Hope it's nice wherever you're watching. This is our entertainment lifestyle talk show series. We don't really call it an interview show. There's a billion of those out there. This is a variety talk show entertainment lifestyle series where we talk about and we celebrate and we have a good time with all of you and our amazing guests and with each other. That's what we do. And we've been doing this for a long time now. We launched it back in April of 2020. We've been doing this just about 7 days a week. We've created this term for our show called Levity, which I think is really cool. That's light love and levity. You put it all together, you got Levity, JMS Levity. And our viewers come from literally all around the world. So do our guests. Time watching the Jim Masters Show live. Welcome. It's good to have you here. This is Jim Masters here. And again, we've done about 600 episodes plus 600, something like almost 650. I can't believe it. That's a lot of levity and a lot of talking and a lot of good times with all of you. You guys know I do this professionally in television and radio. Love doing that too. Then I take that hat off, turn the lights on, and we're here with all of you. So if this is your first time here at JMS, welcome. We would love it if you subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's the channel you're watching right now. If you'd like to comment live in the JMS chat room, you can during the show live when you subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's a gift for all of our subscribers. That's right. If you'd like to subscribe and want to chat, you can certainly do that when you subscribe. You can chat in the exclusive JMS live chat room where the viewers or levities chat amongst themselves and also post comments for us to see and our guests to see and so much more. So do that. Definitely subscribe. It also helps our series out big time. When you subscribe, it helps us reach a bigger platform and a global audience, which we reach, but we can reach even more with all of you spreading the word about the Jim Masters Show live. Hello to our Levity Squad, the JMS Levity Squad. Nice to see all of your smiley faces, and I hope you guys again are doing well wherever you're watching all around the world. Gonna have some fun tonight. Yes, a veteran in the industry is this is his second visit. Actually, he was with us here on the Jim Masters Show live. It's almost 2 years ago already. I cannot believe it. Sam Kwasman is back. Veteran actor, comedian, dancer, cartoon voiceover artist. He danced in Mame, Lucille Ball, Music Man, Martha Ray. He's been on the Bob Newhart Show, Tom and Jerry. Yes. And Letters. And I'm going to talk about that in just a second because that's what he's actually in. He's also been in Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee with Jerry Seinfeld. And this is just the short list, folks. This guy has been in everything you can think of. He loves what he does. He's tremendous at it. And he was even in Robo Chicken with Seth Green, too. Yeah. I'm sure you remember him in a lot of these different productions. Here's when he was in Bob Newhart, the Bob Newhart Show with Bob Newhart. Letters from a Nut by Jerry Seinfeld. That's on Amazon Prime right now. He did the play and also Amazon Prime as well. Too Hip for the Room is another one, Amazon Prime as well. And Mame. Yes, we mentioned that. Look at this too, even Totally Minnie. Well, Disney. This is just some of the things that he's been involved in. From incredible Hollywood productions. There he is with Martha Ray, the legend. Absolutely. Another great shot. We're going to talk about all these. There he is. There is Madeline Kahn. Of course, he's had an opportunity he worked with her. We're going to talk about all these great shots that we have here. These are all very special. There he is with Lucille Ball in Mame. That's right, on set with Lucy. and so much more. This is just, again, the short list. From Mame to Robot Chicken with Seth Green. You got that. He does it all. He is versatile. He is amazing. Thanks for all these great comments we've got coming in here, gang. You guys are the best. Just want to let you know as well, tomorrow, the amazing Kreskin is going to be on our show. So check that out. World-renowned mentalist, author, TV personality. Kreskin joins us tomorrow. But right now, live and direct from Hollywood, from Los Angeles, we have our great friend Sam Kwasman joining us here on the show. So cool to have him back. Hey, Sam, welcome back to the Jim Master Show live entertainment lifestyle talk show series. It is really great to have you back here. And we just love having you here. Welcome back.
Hey, Jim. Great to be here. You know, I'm still dancing professionally. I'm currently the male stripper at the Jewish Home for the Aged. It's a great job. You come back the next day, they think you're the new guy.
So what do they do? Do they pay you in bagels and lox?
Oh no. They, instead of putting dollars in your Speedo, they put quarters. For 25 quarters, you're done. You know.
That's how have you been, my friend? How have you been since you joined us last on the Jim Master Show Live? This is your return visit, and we absolutely love it. How have you been? I mean, a little bit of a crazy pandemic and other things that have gotten sort of in the way a little bit, huh?
Yeah, well, during COVID, I was able to do, excuse me, I have a little phlegm in my throat, but I was able to do a bunch of cartoons. You know, we did Tom and Jerry through COVID, and we did Robot Chicken, where I'm the Roadrunner and I do Donald Duck for them. And the Roadrunner's great. He turns out to have be the CEO of Acme Products. So every time the Roadrunner, I mean, Wile E. Coyote orders something, it fails because the Roadrunner owns the company. So it's pretty good.
Where could we see that?
Robot Chicken's on Cartoon Network. It's like
that is on
Sunday
Cartoon
night.
Network. Every Sunday night is on Cartoon Network. And that involves Seth Green too, right?
Yeah, Seth is great. Great to work with. We did Mickey and Donald at a bar picking up chicks, and that was hilarious. I mean, that's one of my favorites.
Went with the Robot
Mickey
Chicken
and
to
Donald
pick up chicks?
yeah, Mickey and Donald. Mickey gets Donald tells him there's a girl looking at him at a bench, you know, giving him the eye, and he goes, "I don't think I want to date a girl that looks like me in a dress." And yes, it's Minnie Mouse. It's just Mickey, you know, with eyelashes and a dress, you know. So it's a very funny piece. You can see it on my website, Sam K.
Are you able to do a little of the voice so they hear the voices?
Oh yeah, Donald Duck.
Hey, what's up, that guy here? Oh yeah.
There you go. And then there's little Quacker. He's the baby.
That's not easy doing that with phlegm.
Yes, that is.
Or does the phlegm help?
Well,
maybe the phlegm helps.
Not really. But little Quacker's the same duck voice, and but he's a more innocent duck. He's like this.
Oh, I don't know, Baba. I love Baba. Oh, boy.
It's the same voice, but he's more innocent. Donald, he'll just any minute he'll just go off.
Oh yeah, you're just.
We don't know what he's saying.
And there we go, huh?
Yeah, little Quacker.
Oh,
Little Quacker.
I don't know where I am. Oh,
You know.
How did that develop? How did that character develop for you?
Well,
initially?
it's interesting. They hadn't used him. He was invented in 1950 by Tom and Jerry, and he was had that duckish voice. And then he became Yankee Doodle with Jimmy Weldon, and then I was doing Donald Duck, and then 25 years after I did Donald Duck, the executive producer director of Tom and Jerry calls me up out of the blue and says, "Hey, you still do a good duck?" And I go, "Yeah, who are you?" He says, "I was at Disney when you did Donald Duck. It was great." So I wound up doing the voice. And we're on HBO Max, Tom and Jerry in New York, for one season. And I wrote a couple of the episodes. I wrote.
That's right. You did, didn't you?
Quacker's Lucky Penny. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I wrote some more. I wrote Quacker's Lucky Penny. It's on HBO. And something about Flamingo a Go-Go. I wrote that. I wrote the story. So, and I get to do the voices. So that's a lot of fun. Yeah.
I mean, the opportunity to be a part of something, at that time, of course, and Tom and Jerry, of course, beloved, but I mean, that really must have been something extra special for you, huh?
Yeah, it really was. I mean, to be called out of the blue and asked to do a
Yes.
duck that you hadn't done in 25 years. I guess I was pretty good.
Yeah.
We impressed somebody.
Absolutely.
So I was
Absolutely.
very, very humble. Yeah, very thrilled by that. And
Yeah.
yeah,
And
and
what was it like
COVID
actually?
animation.
Well, COVID animation, very, very tough. What was it like, working on that character? We have a little bit of footage there as we're talking.
Yeah, that's the original MGM Little Quacker, done by Red. I forget his last name now, and I listened to him and Red something. God, I can't remember anybody's name anymore. But he's the original voice of Little Quacker, and he has a very, very squeezed out. Side. So, but that's the original guy. And
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the original MGM animation. But we're on Tom and Jerry in New York, the TV series, not the movie.
Right.
And so we did that over COVID, and so animation exploded over COVID. So I got to work a lot.
Didn't it really? Yeah, it exploded. Yeah, because a lot of people, I guess, were able to work out of, the homes. Is that what it is?
Yeah, everybody was calling me, how do I get a voiceover demo? All my friends, all the on-camera actors, and I said, okay, go to my friend Bill. He'll give you a voiceover demo. He's the voice of Goofy.
Oh, yes, that's
right. His son does voiceover demos, and we're good friends. And
that's
he's
fantastic.
quite a great guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that character has become beloved, Little Quacker, and I know for you too. When you develop a sound, what is that like? What's the process like of coming up with what turns out to be the final version of what the sound of a character is going to be like? It's got to be very intense.
Yeah. Well, the established characters, Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Little Quacker, you have a guideline. You have Mel Blanc, who did Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Porky Pig, and you have Red, I forgot his last name, God, who did Little Quacker. And so you have an idea of being able to imitate what went before you. But when you get an original character, you look at his face. You see if he has an overbite, if he has a big nose, and he talks through his nose. I just like, he's got a little problem here. Or maybe his cheeks are big and I don't know what to say, and so it's the acting. We emphasize the acting. I went to the Mel Blanc School of Voices when I was young, and he said it's great. I talked to Mel. Mel did Daffy. I did Donald, and he says it's great. You can do somebody else's voice, but I made my career on original voices. Well, he was right. And he was wrong, because when he passed away, it took 10 guys to replace him. And today, they've had like 4 or 5 different Bugs Bunnies, 4 or 5 different Daffy Ducks over the years. And so you can see, there is a lucrative market out there for imitators, people who can really do other people's voices. And but the thing is to be original. I think that's where you make your money. Really, if you're original, like Frank Welker, or any of these other big voice actors, Maurice LaMarche, even Bill Farmer, who does the voice of Goofy, comes up with original voices. And the way you do it is look at the character and emphasize the acting. Anybody can do the voice. You want to be able to make them laugh, cry, sing. You have to sing. In Duck, wow.
Your second cousin's watching.
Oh, my second. That's Henry. Hi, Henry.
Henry. What does Henry's voice sound like, since we can't hear him? Can you do Henry?
He sounds like me. I don't have to stretch. No. I'm Henry Cabot. I'm a second cousin to Sam. There, I did it.
Perfectly done.
Yes, we look alike.
That is funny.
Yeah,
And he loves it. He's smiling. You
yeah,
passed the
he's a guy.
test, the second cousin test.
Yes. I'll meet him
So,
one day, I'm sure.
yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah.
I mean, as I've mentioned, and we talked about this earlier, I really thoroughly enjoyed the time we had last time, and I'm enjoying this now. But just getting to appreciate your body of work is extraordinary. I mean, you've really been doing this for a long time. I mean, when did you actually start? Was it right out of the womb? You said, "I'm here."
Yeah, I was in elementary school, and the teachers would tell my parents, "Look, this kid does nothing but act all day long and jump around all day long and
Yes.
dance all day long. You got to put him in one of these acting, dancing, singing, hula hoop things, juggling studios." So they did, and I loved it,
Look at the
and I
things
loved
we're
the theater.
showing now.
Yeah, that's my Lexus
Yeah.
commercial. It ran for 5 years, and I did Evening at the Improv. Oh, she was wonderful. She was my
Dionne
hostess.
Warwick.
Yeah, one was Donald Duck, and 10 minutes later, I'm the voice of Donald Duck for Disney on
Donald
Parade,
Duck.
which you see today is
Absolutely.
Disney on Ice. So I was the lead dancer,
Yeah.
and I was the voice of Donald Duck, and I did that over a 17-year period, Donald Duck, and I kept dancing and doing musicals, sing, dance, act, and that's Bob. He
Yes,
called me
and
the
there
other
you
day.
are with the ventriloquist
Yeah,
doll. Yes,
yeah.
it's a very funny episode. People check it out. The Bob Newhart Show, I believe, runs on Decades Channel. All the episodes are probably Antenna TV too. But the opportunity to be on the Bob Newhart Show in that character, and how did the you and I talked about this last time. I love ventriloquism. I used to have the little
Yeah.
Charlie McCarthy doll. How did you get into ventriloquism as well?
Well, again, I was in junior high school, and this kid had a ventriloquist dummy, and a book said that by Paul Winchell, how to, ventriloquism for fun and profit by Paul Winchell. And they gave you scripts in there and taught you how to do ventriloquism. And I told my parents on it, well, you want to be an actor, you should learn to do everything. And
Yes.
when you're in junior high school, you think ventriloquism, okay, that's part of acting. And it was. You had to create a
Yes.
character.
Right.
So I created a hip character that wanted to leave the act, and I was at the Comedy Store doing it. I went over to the Comedy Store in 1975 and decided I'd like to try that. So I kept trying everything. I never stopped learning and growing. I was always told as an actor, you should learn to grow and learn and write. And, I just love the theater, everything in it. So in those days, they didn't have the internet. They had Variety, and they put an ad out looking for a guy who was a ventriloquist, and his dummy wanted to leave the act. And I called them up. It sounds like somebody saw my act at the Comedy Store. And they said, why don't you come in and show us? So I showed them my comedy act, and I got the part. And that was it. Bob called me last month to tell me that it's his favorite scene, and he shows it to everybody. He's 91 now, and every time they interview him, he shows this clip. So we're on CNN's History of the Sitcom on CNN.
Yes.
And he features my clip.
Yeah.
And it was so nice of him to call me and tell me that this is his favorite scene. He loves this scene.
What happened? What happened to you when you were on that episode of the Bob Newhart Show with the legend? What happened for you career-wise, exposure-wise?
Well, I thought my career I was going to be a semi-regular on the series.
Oh,
but that's the year that the season ended.
Yeah.
And we were already in negotiations and everything and all that. And see, I'm still in my dance weight there. And it was the end of the year. It was the end of the season, and that was it. Bob quit, or they all quit, and that was the end of my semi-regular episode. I only did one episode, but I understand it was nominated for an Emmy. I don't know what, editing or something, and I was just glad to hear from Bob. He's 91 now.
Yeah.
This is Between the Darkness and the Dawn with Elizabeth Montgomery. And I
Oh,
went in
yeah.
for a cold reading, and she wanted to hire an actor who has, that she didn't know that she could trust. And that I came in and did the audition, and I had to play an obnoxious, reporter, and I got the job. She
Wow.
decided I was good enough. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that was a Colorado lottery, and this is Family Ties, where
Oh,
Irving
yeah.
gives it, little Irving here, or
Michael J.
Frank
Fox and Meredith
gives her
Baxter.
advice on the yes, Michael. Michael was great. She was great. Everybody on there was wonderful to work with.
You enjoyed
And Lloyd
that,
Garber,
huh?
who had written my Bob Newhart show, remembered me and put me on this show. He decided
Really? So that's how that
yeah.
happened, huh?
He was very proud of that episode. Apparently, it started his career. And he was a co-executive producer of Family Ties at the time, and I ran into him at Paramount Studios. I was auditioning for something else, or I was working on something, and he said, "Hey, I've been thinking about you. How'd you like to do this?" Oh, and this is solid gold. I was the warm-up guy for the last 2 seasons, and they asked me to get up and dance.
I've seen this. Yeah, look at him.
Yeah.
That's that gang. That's not the act. That's the warm-up guy. I mean,
I'm the warm-up guy.
look at this.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm overweight and I'm out of shape here, and we had a turning contest. We had a turning contest, and I apparently won.
I mean, it's fantastic.
Yeah, I just really
Yeah.
exhausted. Trust me.
The
It was just
audience must have.
it
Yeah,
was for the
yeah.
audience. Yeah, it was for the crew. It's for the cast and crew to laugh.
Who was hosting at the time? Was Andy Gibb hosting then, and
No,
Marilyn
no,
McCoo,
it
or
was. Say again.
was Andy Gibb and Marilyn McCoo hosting at that time?
It was Marilyn McCoo and
Marilyn
Arsenio Hall originally,
and
and it was Marilyn
Arsenio.
McCoo.
Yes.
Yeah,
So Andy was already
and
gone
everybody
then.
came through here. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. But again,
yeah. I'd already
great.
stopped dancing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I'm done. Turn it off. Oh, this is the Butterfinger Boy. I'm the Butterfinger Boy.
That's right.
And it's a big $300,000 musical, and I'm the lead. I sing and dance. That's Sam Wiseman in the back. Became a big director. He did George of the Jungle. There's Sam, and I forget everybody, but they all went on to be actors and singers, and that's Maureen Jahan sitting down, who was in the movie Flashdance. She was the stunt dancer.
Oh, yes, that's right.
That's her, Maureen. She got to sit down. I got to do all the dancing. So,
you are, they talk about Sammy Davis Jr. being, which he, of course, was an extraordinary talent. But you are too, Sam. The amount of things that you bring to the table and you offer, from acting and comedian, dancer, voiceover actor, and so much more. You are a well-rounded entertainer and talent.
Yeah, well, thank you. Yeah, like I said, it was my passion to learn. I just loved performing.
Yeah.
And a lot of my friends had advised me to please go and write and choreograph. And I choreographed musicals. I choreographed Ed Asner in the movie in Guys and Dolls. He called me Twinkle Toes. I called him Mr. Asner, sir. And he'd only won 1 or 2 Emmys at the time, so he wasn't so big then.
There's the Disney pops too, huh?
He'll be on Lou Grant. Such a sweet guy. This is Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck Popsicles, and I'm Donald Duck on his. This is the late 80s, 1987, somewhere around there. Those were great popsicles. They tasted great. And this is me doing stand-up at the ice.
It's incredible. I mean, just the versatility. I mean, when you think about it, I mean, what speaks to your heart first? I mean, is it the acting? Is it the comedy, the dancer, the voiceover artist? What is the thing that is nearest and dearest to your heart first, Sam?
I think
hard to pick.
It's hard, but I think performance overall, just performing, just getting up. Here's Lou Grant. Ed put me on the show. He'd seen my Bob Newhart show, and we're old friends, and we're hanging out. And I said, I never get to be a jerk. I never get to do drama. He wants to want to be a jerk, of course, a little stronger than that. You want to be a jerk? I'll put you on Lou Grant. I go, okay. So there I am.
That's incredible.
I'll put
Did
John
you
Wayne
stay in
Cocker to
touch
direct
with
them.
did you stay in touch with Ed
Oh, yeah.
Asner afterwards?
Always.
We just
Always
lost him
hung out
last
with.
year. Yeah.
Yeah, I would put together these like you made your mark instead of saying something like, I'm sorry to see you not perform anymore, you know. So,
Yeah.
but he took it well. He's a very nice guy. So this
This
is
was
Where's
great
Papa,
too.
directed by Richard Benjamin. I'm playing the seagull role, and who
Yes.
passed away last year. He was on the Goldbergs, you know.
Oh,
He was a
yes,
hell of
that's
an
right.
actor, and I had memorized the scene. Yeah, so this was a screen
When was
test.
this? Do you remember the year when this was shot?
Yeah, I was 30 years old, 30. So it was right a couple of years after Bob Newhart. So around there, around 1980, 81.
Yeah.
And she was terrific. What a great actress this woman was. She's passed
Yeah.
away since then, and I forget her
Yeah.
name. I forget everybody. But but she just said, Sam, just look in my eyes and go for it, you know. And Richard Benjamin gave me the greatest advice as an actor. He said, play the one emotion, just play the anger, play the frustration. Everything else will fall into place.
Oh, that's incredible.
And it did. It did. Everything worked. All the colors were there. So, you know, making you feel really old. What about me?
That must mean she remembers all of these incredible shows but and we're taking a look at just a myriad, just to show the audience the myriad of things you've been involved in, and this is really just the short list. But what was it like, and how did it come about where you had the opportunity to be in Mame, to dance in Mame, Lucille Ball, and all the rest of the incredible, people that were involved with that?
That's interesting because I had danced for Anna White in Disney on Parade, and she discovered me as Donald Duck, the voice of Donald Duck, because I did it in rehearsal, and 10 minutes later on the voice for all these Disney on Parade shows. You see it today as Disney on Ice. It's an arena touring show, and back then it was a dance show. So what they skated, we ran, called ourselves Holiday on Wood. And so I became a very good dancer in that show, tap ballet and jazz, well, mostly ballet and jazz. And I was the lead alligator in Fantasia, and Patrick Swayze was Prince Charming. Go figure. How the hell did he become?
How did that
Prince
happen? Who did that
Yeah,
casting, right?
what the? Yeah, for God's sakes, you know? So, yeah. So, I'm doing the voice live 14 shows a week, and I'm doing What's My Line, and I'm doing radio shows to promote the show around the country. And I did it for every unit after that until 1976 when it demised. They finally stopped doing it. And it became Disney on Ice after that. So I go over to Anna. I'd stopped dancing in Disney on Parade after 2 years, and they were going to do Mame. So I went into audition, and Lucy's at the audition, and she's got orange hair, all balled up, and she's got big sunglasses like this and about 4 chins. And she was very, very a workaholic. And she would sit there like this, And Anna goes, "Oh, Lucy, this is Sam. I discovered him as the voice of Donald. Do Donald Duck for Lucy." So I do Donald Duck for Lucy, and Lucy's like, "Yeah, that's very good. Good." That was it. So
that was it.
You had to do double attitude turns,
yes.
hop around, and do double, if you know what that is.
Yeah. Tell us what it is for the audience in case they don't know.
It's like doing, let's say you're in an arabesque and you crook your leg back into an L, and you turn twice, and then you hop around. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You had to do them perfectly. So I did them perfectly. And Anna White goes, "Okay, Sam, you got the job." So, and I told her I was a hurdler. I could jump over hedges. And I actually have a photo of me jumping over the hedge. I have the best form. Hey, how about that? But I didn't realize who I was around, I talked
all the
to Bob.
people.
Yeah. You just don't know, what they've done in the past, because there was no reruns, really. I mean, there was no, where you could go to TCM and see Bob Preston in these incredible movies in the 50s and what he's done before. We knew him from The Music Man. So I go over to Bob. You have to call him Bob. I go, Bob, I thought you were wonderful in The Music Man. And he goes, he's got a little cigarette. He goes, kid, I've done more than that. Yikes. I'm sure you have.
Great beginning. And
yes.
He loved you ever since, didn't he?
I said, can we take a picture? He goes, of course. Yeah, come on, take a picture. Take a couple.
Yeah.
So he was very nice. And I remember Lucy was up on a horse and Bob was standing around. Oh, by the way, I got to mention that it took me a month to film. I was on this movie for a month, jumping over hedges and dancing. It was so hot one day that we were on AstroTurf. And the AstroTurf, we had rubber boots, riding boots, to jump over, to do our dancing. And the AstroTurf was so hot, we couldn't stand on it for more than 10 minutes, and we had to get off and cool down our boots. Otherwise, they'd melt. So that was an issue that no one realized until it actually happened. So we wound up dancing a lot in the dirt.
Oh my!
I was doing double attitude dance.
Dancing in the dirt instead of in the dark.
Yeah. So we were one guy short for jumping over hedges, and I said I can do that because I'm 23 and these guys are 40, and I had no problem. So I would jump in front of her, jump behind her, and jump in front of her again, and I'd filled in the gap. No questions asked. But I have a great story about Bob Preston. So Lucy's on a horse. And all the girls are sitting on a bench. They have these benches for us to rest on. And Bob looks at all these girls with his little cigarette and he goes, I think I'll sit with the women. So everyone's, ooh, all the girls, ooh, Bob. And he gets up and he sits in the middle with all the girls. And Lucy on the horse says, hey, Bob, how's your wife? Everybody laughs. Bob goes, fine, how's yours? She laughed. We all laughed. She had a great sense of humor. And to keep up our energy, she would hand out chocolate bars to the dancers herself, personally, walk around. So she was very much all about, all about the movie and keeping up our strength and supporting us. And she was a doll. She was a very serious girl, though, very serious woman.
Were you nervous to meet Lucille Ball in the beginning?
Not at all. Not at all. I mean, you could talk to her. I was 23 and stupid, kind of a naive guy. And I'd say, I like the Three Stooges. And she goes, oh, bad props. They almost killed me. She did a Three Stooges.
Yeah.
I think I talked about it last time.
Yeah.
But she talked about how they blew dust in her face. She was powdering her face. And the powder was so fine, she wound up in the hospital for 3 days.
Right, exactly.
But I should have learned more from her. Never turned down work, because she did everything. She was willing to do everything, and I think that was her secret.
Well, I mean, looking at all this, it doesn't seem like you turned down very much. I mean, yourself and all the different things that you've been involved in. Martha Ray.
I'll tell you one thing. I'm on the set of Mame, and my good friend comes over to me, Wade, and he says, hey, you want to do another movie? Yeah. I said, yeah. What do you got to do in it? He says, you got to be a gay guy in a tuxedo getting beat up by cowboys. It's called Black Bart. So I go, no, I don't want to be a dancer anymore. I want to be an actor. So it turns out to be Blazing Saddles. So a lot of guys from Mame went over to do Blazing Saddles.
Blazing Saddles, Mel
Brooks. Hands on your knees, hands on your tush, They were doing the dance number with Mel Brooks. I had no idea who it was or what it was. So, yeah, you think I'd learn.
You never know. We just
I also did Mad TV.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, a couple of episodes. We did Brockovich the musical. So I played the drunken dancing Albert Finney role, and that was a lot of fun. I just always think I never did enough. I never worked enough when you compare yourself to some of your other friends, And every single one of them, from Ed Asner to Bill Farmer, the voice of Goofy, they will all tell you the same thing. The really successful ones, I got lucky. I got a break.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got some more cool shots here. Look at that one.
Yeah. Yeah. We were on our opening night.
Martha Ray.
I'm the head waiter in Hello Dolly. Opening night, we have to do these 3 big tourgetés. You jump, twist in the air, and come down in an arabesque. I'm the lead dancer. I'm the head waiter. And I've got the tray with the glasses and the wine glued down. And, you know, the music goes bump, 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 ba-da-da. And I take a big leap and I hit the microphone 10 feet above the ground. Opening night. And the audience goes, "Oh!" And I do another one. Boom, I hit the mic. Oh, the 3rd time, hit the mic. And I thought, okay, I'm getting fired. So after the show, I'm in the back groveling, and there's the director and the choreographer. And I'm so sorry. I hit the microphone, and they're going, no. That was really good. See, because you were up here and the other 2 were down there, and it made it like a triangle. I said, but we'll just restage it so you don't hit the mic. I said, oh, that's great. Thank you. And they go, do us a favor, though. Look up. Make sure you look up before you jump. So
that is key, and that is crucial. that is a fantastic story.
And
there's
Maggie,
another shot.
Oh yeah, that's Mame, and that's Marilee Magnuson, who is the star of Nonsense on Broadway.
Oh yeah, Denny Goggin. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's gorgeous. That's Marilee, and so Maggie opening night, we're doing the opening number. She sneaks up behind me and pinches me on the butt. And, oh God! I turn around and she goes, shh, here. She gives me her card, and it says Maggie, 3rd person to do this character Dolly on Broadway, Dolly Levi. And she goes, keep the card. Right in the beginning of the show, it's like I'm on stage. No, God. She was great. And there's Anna White. That's Anna. She won the Academy Award for Oliver, which they don't give out Academy Awards for choreographers. Only Jerome Robbins and herself. And she did music, Mame, Bye Bye Birdie, Oliver, and I did Mame, and she did 1776. And I loved her. We were good friends.
Veronica Lee's watching in Australia. She says, what was your maximum height on these leaping moves? How high did you go?
How high can I go? Well, I have no idea. Just other than I could hit a 10-foot microphone 10 feet off the ground with a waiter's tray.
Madeline Kahn, the wonderful Madeline Kahn.
Oh, Madeline.
Yeah.
So we did At Long Last Love, directed by Peter Bogdanovich. Yeah. And she was such a sweetheart. And she would look at us and go, God, I must be lucky. I got some great dancers with me. She was so sweet. And we were dancing cavemen in a song called Find Me a Primitive Man. And unfortunately, we didn't really get to dance. We got to grunt and, grovel. And she recognized that. So you can see me in it. I'm the one with the bad leg. And Madeline would sit around at rehearsal, and we were in our caveman outfit, and she would sit with her legs open. She wore pants. And I would shuffle over to her, and I'd say, Madeline, you're a big star now. You really should cross your legs. And Madeline would look down and look at me and go, you're right. So she would cross her legs. And so every time I would see her, with her legs open, I just have to give her a look like, what the are you? And she'd go, oh,
you're right.
Cross her legs. Yeah, just have a great rapport with her. She was just so easy to work with. I'm so grateful for her where she was.
Really?
And she was so talented,
Oh,
and I had to do Donald Duck for her. Oh, this is At Long Last Love, and that's Beth Kennedy up there with her tongue out of her mouth. And it's a birthday today, and she's an incredibly gifted actress. She does a million characters in this play that we did, Letters from Burnett, produced by Jerry Seinfeld and written by Barry Martyr. And Barry is a quite prolific comedy writer. He wrote the B movie for Jerry, and Jerry produced this play, and it became a movie. And it's about real crazy letters sent to corporations, and they answer you, no matter how bizarre the letters are. So Barry, who was the author of Letters from Annette, he's the one who performed Ted Nancy. He's Ted Nancy, and so we just had a great time with this show. And Jerry came out to see it.
It's on Amazon Prime now too, or something, isn't it?
Yes, it's on Amazon Prime. Yeah, I play a depressed clown. Yeah, so that was a lot of fun. And happy birthday!
That's fantastic. What was it like working with Seinfeld on that?
Well, Jerry came in to oversee things, but didn't really get that involved. It was really Ted L. Nancy, Barry Martyr, and the Geffen Theater that really worked on it. And he came in to watch. If he didn't approve it, he wouldn't do it. If he didn't think it was any good.
Yeah,
that's it. And then Comedians in Cars, I was the product placement guy, and Jerry had called up Barry and said, I need an actor, and I don't have time to audition a lot of people. And Barry goes, "How about Sam?" They go, "Oh, Sam can do everything. Get him over here." So because we had done stand up together before.
Yes,
and he was we
have proof of that.
Oh, you do?
Excuse me, you getting out?
I had a hot date last night. Woo.
Yeah, I don't really want to hear about his date. I'm just wondering if I could get this.
I get sawdust all over the apartment.
Yeah, okay. All right, see you later.
No, okay, come on back. Hey.
Yeah, what the hell was that? I think that was an Acura product puppet placement.
Leave it to Jerry. We did one before that was even, I thought was really good, where I just tell him it's the product and this is the placement and I'm not moving. And Jerry goes, okay, and we did it in one take. That's what he liked.
That is, right, exactly. Just get it in that one take and you're good.
Yeah. Oh, that's buddy.
With the Patrick Swayze.
And that's my friend Roger. We were the three Caballeros, the three Musketeers on Disney on Parade. And this is after he'd done Ghost and all this. He's backstage at what is that musical with Richard Gere? Chicago. He did Chicago at the Pantages for 6 weeks. And it's just the three guys, Roger and I and our daughters, and everybody else in the audience were women. So so we went backstage to say hello, and we went backstage to talk to him and catch up with him. He did a great Donald Duck, by the way.
Patrick Swayze did?
Yes, and he could do it in Spanish.
Wow.
Seriously, yeah. When I
have you been called upon to do some of the characters in foreign languages as well?
No. They usually have somebody in another country that does that.
They'll have somebody else who'll do the translation. Yeah. That's cool. It's cool that I didn't know that he did that. Yeah. Huh?
You should hear it. You should hear Donald Duck in Japanese. It's a trip. It's really something.
Here's another cool shot.
That's the Disney on Parade show. I'm the Canadian mounted policeman. I never got over those jokes. And that's my little Eskimo partner. And Nappy. Yeah. And that was the finale. It's a small world after all, 14 shows a week. Yeah. Let me tell you, I don't ever need to hear that song again.
Yeah. Go to Disney and get in that little boat and you'll hear it.
You can't get me on that ride. You just can't. So this is the Pinocchio sequence, big circus sequence. I'm in the back. We do a 20-minute dance number called the Tarantella. It is 20 minutes long and 3 lifts. You got to lift 3 girls. We did 3 shows on Saturday, 2 on Friday, and 2 on Sunday. Yeah. And it was an exhausting, physical, taxing show. And these girls up there are the puppets. And one day on Saturday morning, we're in a circle below. And one of them just fell down. I'm just,
oh my God.
Just going, I got no strings to hold me. And then there she is.
Boom. Oh my God. That is something.
Things that happen.
The things that happen are unbelievable sometimes. Look at this.
Yeah, that's the Comedy Store. My name's on the wall at the Comedy Store.
How many times do you think you've performed there?
Oh, God. From 1974, 75 till 1980, something like that. They had a strike, and I tried to go back, but,
The strike.
Never
Yeah.
should have gone back. And that's June Foray, the voice of Rocky Squirrel. And June and I did Disney on Parade. That's how I first met her. And she did The Wicked Witch, and she did Witch Hazel for Warner Brothers.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
and Disney, Walt, she told me the story. Walt found out that she did Witch Hazel for Warner's, and she didn't work for Disney for 10 years. You know?
Yeah.
And,
That's amazing.
Yeah, because Disney didn't like the fact that if you worked for another company,
Yeah.
he's got her as the Wicked Witch. And,
Yeah.
You know, I never understood that, but I'm doing Little Quacker, so I can't do Donald Duck for Disney Studios. Because I'm
Yeah.
working for Warner Brothers.
Like a competition clause or some sort of a thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know what that's about, but I never crossed that line. So.
And then I mentioned this too, Too Hip for the Room. This is more recent. This, I think, is on Amazon Prime too, isn't it, right now?
Yes, it is. Too Hip for the Room. I just have a small part in this. I play the president of an insurance company, and I have no idea who. I don't even care about the comic. He's the stand-up comic. He comes out, and he's supposed to be doing stand-up for these people, and nobody's listening to him, and he bombs. And it's a story about his life where he's torn between his stand-up comedy career and being a family man, staying home with the kids and trying to raise a family. And there's a lot of tension there. It's very well written. And unfortunately, he's not well right now. But
No.
yeah, oh God, he's just a terrific stand-up comic. He did the Tonight Show 100 times at least, I got to figure, you know. Very prolific comedy writer. Yeah. Right. So this was his movie.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
There's another shot of you from the Bob Newhart show.
Yeah. That seems to get around. So
it's like a mini me. And it tells about this too.
Oh, totally Minnie. Well, after Ducky Nash passed away, Eisner, you know, ran the company. And they put together, of course, we'd already been a team. Peter Renaday was the voice of Mickey Mouse for like 20 years. I was doing Donald Duck at that time for almost 17 years, on and off, for records and toys only, because they didn't do a cartoon. Right. And Tony Pope was the voice of Goofy. He'd been doing it for 15 years. Yeah. So we did all the records and toys, and we were a team. And I went in there, and these producers did Totally Minnie. And it was a big deal. This album the controversy was the way she was dressed. And the fans of Disney got upset because she dressed like Madonna. And that's a no-no, I guess, in 1987. So they discontinued the album after several years. I think it was out for about 5 or 6 years. And so I was sitting there, and I talked, and the executive producer and the producers are in the booth, and we're sitting around getting ready to do the voices. And I said, you know, how come? Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is wrong. That was for another toy. Ducky Nash had already passed away. My apologies. So we were in there, and it was produced by Kai Winding, and Kai Winding, who was a big movie writer. And the woman who did Minnie Mouse, I forget her name, but she produced the music on this. And we sing, "Oh, Mickey, You're So Fine" on this.
Oh, yeah.
I think it came out before, what's her name did it, you know, made it a big hit.
Right.
So I went over and told her that, and she gave me a look like, oh, well, why are you telling me this? So, yeah, but that was a great album. It was a big hit.
Yeah.
Big hit.
What a cool story that is.
Yeah.
And we saw that. Yeah. It's just too bad. Gone too soon with Madeline, you know?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's the finale to It's a Small World. It was quite a show. It's a multi-million-dollar show back then.
Really was.
The most expensive arena touring show ever done at that time.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So what are some of the things you're working on now? I mean, this prolific career is extraordinary. Like I said, you've touched upon so many incredible things, and it's always great to go back and just scratch the surface on some of them. But what are some things you're working on now, Sam?
Well, now I've got a couple of irons in the fire on a couple of films that I can't talk about, but I'm hoping to get. And
Maybe
I
you can
write.
talk about them in Quacker's voice.
Yeah,
That way you're not talking about them. Quacker is.
yeah, or in Frank's voice. Oh, well, how about that? I don't know. So the thing is, I'm writing what I think would be a great TV series that's based on like something like $1 million listing, real estate, and
because you're involved in real estate, right?
Yeah, I have a real estate business.
You're a realtor, yeah.
And so I thought I'd write some a series based on my real life experiences with some of the craziest people that
I can only imagine.
I have ever encountered trying to buy a house. It's just so we'll see if something happens with that. I don't know.
Well, you still have your hair, so that's a good sign, considering how tough it could be in the realty world,
Yeah.
Kind of being the go-between the buyer and the seller. Yeah.
Well, at my age, if you still have your teeth in your hair, you're obviously very attractive. One girl called me and said, are you breathing? I'll be right over. And no, I'm a single guy, and I have 2 kids that I know of, and my dad lived to be 102. My dad's 102.
Really?
Yeah,
really?
He's a great guy.
That's incredible.
So at his memorial, this woman comes over to me and says, at 102, what did he eat that he could live to be 100? I said, well, cookies, cake, candy, crap, soda pop. We took him to Costco at 100 so he could get a hot dog and a Coke. And she goes, if he'd eaten healthier, he'd have lived longer. And I thought, what, a month? What are we talking? He's 102.
He's only 102.
It's just crazy.
If he'd eaten healthier, would have lived longer to 120 or something, right? That is funny. Yeah. People are funny sometimes. What did he do? What was his line of work?
He was a letter carrier for 33 years.
Wow.
He was out there all day carrying and I said, Dad, didn't you want to do more than be a letter carrier? He goes, well, I wanted to be outside. I love being outside.
He likes the outdoors.
Yeah. I didn't want to push it any further.
Snow and rain and wind and
Yes, and I have 3 brothers, and they're all doctors, and I'm a duck. 3 doctors and a duck.
So you kept it in the D. You kept the D going. What's your most favorite thing? If you've been looking at your career, this prolific career, which still continues today, Sam Kwasman, what are some of the favorite moments that really stand out for you? The ones you're like, I love that, being a part of that.
Oh, well, Bob Newhart, having a friendship with Ed Asner, and a friendship with some of these great talented people who could sing and dance and act. And, Patrick Swayze was a great guy. And just the friendships, are the things you really fall in love with. And the women that you fall in love with who have such talent. And you kind of look up to them and go, wow, they're just born that way. Like, I'm a big Michael Keaton fan. I just think he's just born that way. I don't think he ever took an acting lesson. He
just great timing and
instinct.
Born actor.
I have a very good friend. We were talking about him one day, and this great actor that I know, and he just said, that guy's innate, Oh, she can listen to Quacker all day.
Oh, hello. Hello, Kathleen. How are you? Oh, boy.
Hey, Kathleen, there you go. You just said your name. Isn't that incredible? This room that you're in, want to show us a little of it? It's really cool. It's like the Hollywood Museum unto itself.
Well, my wife had worked at Warner Records, and we thought we'd collect some antiques. So this is if you can see this is an Edison gramophone. Right? It's not a gramophone. It's an Edison phone something. And and it plays cylinders, and it actually works, still works to this day. And down here is a real Victrola from 1926. So this Edison gramophone, I guess you can call it, is from 1906 or 1900. And I have cylinders from the 1900s, early 1900s, late 1800s, and that actually plays mostly opera and John Philip Sousa, who was the rock star of his time. And then we have some autographed albums from Warner Records. We have the Traveling Wilburys that are autographed by several different artists. And George Harrison, and she got him to sign several of these albums. And of course, Paul Simon. And hey, Tom and Jerry, gotta have your Tom and Jerry, right? And Mighty Mouse. So I have a lot of things like that, and my piano. And so we have a lot of.
And you said you play piano too. I don't know if everybody knows that.
Yeah, I play a little piano. Let's see if I can get over here and set this up. Let's see. Oh, can you see me?
Yeah, we sure can. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see if I move some of this down here. Let's see, right there. How's that?
Looking good.
Let's see if I can do this. Okay. Now you can't see me, right? Here.
You're your own crew.
Oh, God. It's crew everything.
From the big studios and on set on Mame to
Yeah. I think that's enough.
That's really terrific. Really nice. When did you first learn piano? Was it as a kid?
Yeah, I was 8 years old, and I had a terrible teacher, and I quit. And about 10 years ago, I got together with a friend, and who was a big piano teacher, and I started taking piano lessons again. And I'm not warmed up, so it doesn't sound that good.
I thought that sounded great. I mean, had you thought of a musical career as well?
No, I was never that good. My brother was really good at jazz, and my oldest brother was a concert violinist. I mean, he was going for that route.
Yeah.
And he played Mendelssohn's Concerto in E minor, like incredible.
Wow.
And I just, I couldn't do it.
Yeah, but
I tried everything. I tried the violin, I tried the piano, so I can play certain things.
Your parents, talented entertainers. Tell us about your parents. Where did all this come from for you and the family?
My father told me that he had a sister who could play the piano and sing opera by ear, that she could pick out any song. Wow. And he wanted to see if any of his sons had that gift.
Right.
And none of us had that gift. And my mother, apparently on her side of the family, which I just connected with a few years ago, they have some very talented people who can sing and dance and stuff. But, it's always at a local level or at a pretty good level. And it's just a different thing, Yeah. My dream was to go to Broadway, and I never did.
Broadway was
never made it. I always wound up on television and the movies, which I guess was a good thing.
Yeah, because there's the persona, the humor. Just you have this uncanny ability to make people feel good and to make them feel at ease and to laugh. And I think that's what they saw in you. It was just the ability to do all of that. So they cast you in a lot of those types of roles. Do you like drama? Would you have loved to have been in a dramatic or more dramatic pieces?
Oh, absolutely. I that's why my complaint to Ed Asner was that I always do comedy. I never get to do drama. So he goes, okay, you want to be a jerk? I'll put you on Lou Grant. So, and he said, you did it. You can do drama. So I did do, I went to the Beverly Hills Playhouse. Swayze was there and Chick Venera, and the Chick got me in, and without an audition. He goes, I'm just going to tell him to hire you, put you in a class. You don't need an audition. Yeah. And we did Glengarry Glen Ross.
Oh, yes.
I did very well on that. So I do my training. It's a craft. You have to keep it up.
Yeah.
That's the hard part.
What about writing and producing yourself, your own creations?
Yeah, I thought about that. I tried a couple times. We had a partner where we were trying to get the ventriloquist dummy scene that I did with Bob Newhart and turn it into a TV series.
Oh, really?
And we shopped it around, and NBC bought it. And we were
on
the day of pilot approval, the vice president of talent quit. So timing's everything. Then we went over to HBO.
And the new people weren't interested. I mean,
they take all the old stuff and bring it up.
And whatever is, yes.
Yeah. Then we went over to HBO, and HBO loved the idea, and they hired a couple writers to write with us, blah, blah, blah. And he decided it wasn't for HBO. So that was the end of that. I guess there wasn't enough sex in it and violence. It was a comedy. With a dummy, a dummy that picks up women, So,
but I mean, is it something that could still be done? Because you don't see a lot of, I was just saying it 2 months ago, you don't see a lot of ventriloquist dolls anymore and people doing ventriloquism like you did for years. They were part of everything. They even, they were in the Twilight Zone. I mean, everything. And Madame's Place was a whole series with Madame. I mean, so many. And Charlie McCarthy, of course. It would stand out in a way. I mean, has that ever been a thought where the dummy could say things that Sam would never say, especially about everything that is going on in the world? I mean, you could get away with the dummy being responsible for those thoughts. That's not Sam thinking that. That's the dummy.
Well, there was a comedy that we had this dummy idea that I had. The guy has a dummy, and the dummy, we play the Twilight Zone, whether he's real or not real. We let the audience guess if he's alive. It was before Toy Story, so when somebody would walk in to the room where I had the dummy would die. We'd pretend he was a dummy, and when the guy would leave, the dummy would come alive. And during that time, we had an idea to have the dummy pick up the girls, and say nasty things, and the girls think it's cute. If I said it, I'd get killed, So that was kind of the idea behind the dummy, that he could say these things that I couldn't say,
Did you ever investigate how they came up with the word dummy? How they decided to call it a dummy?
Well, if you talk to a real ventriloquist, you have to call it a figure.
A figure, yes. And some say a doll.
A doll, yeah. Well, I think one of the greatest ones is Ron Lucas and Jay Johnson, who beat me out for Soap.
You were going to try to be on Soap on ABC?
They requested me for Soap. I went in and did the audition.
Yeah.
Instead, they went with Jay.
Yes.
And I don't blame him. I mean, he looked like the father. He fit in the family.
What happened to him? You don't see him.
Well, he did. He was on Broadway. He did
Broadway. Yeah.
He won a Tony.
Is he still performing now?
Yes. Yeah, I think
he's still.
Of course he is. Yeah.
Yeah.
After COVID.
Yeah, the COVID situation. How did it impact you? Did everything stop? We mentioned a little bit in the beginning, but you still have been able to be busy because of the voiceover work, right?
That's it. Voiceover took off. Animation took off because you couldn't do anything else. So I was working all through COVID.
Yeah.
And that was very fortunate.
Do you have a whole home studio where you're able to do the work out of?
Well, yes. But for these things, they actually could call me into a studio and they'd wipe it down. Yeah. And they could only have one actor in at a time. And I sat in my car in the parking lot waiting for them to call me to tell me, okay, you can come in now. Then I'd go in to do the bit, and I always tell a joke. And Daryl, the executive producer and the co-producer and the director would be up on monitors, and the sound guy would be in another room behind a glass window. And so everything was wiped down, and then I would take off my mask and we'd do the set, we'd do the scene. So that's how they did it.
Wow, that's very special. That's really, really cool.
So they could still go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, of all the things you've done, they're surprised they're commenting about the playing of the piano. What else do you want to do that you haven't done? You mentioned Broadway. You never know. But what else would you like to still do, Sam? You've done so many things.
Well, I just want to perform. If I can find a character that I just auditioned for a TV pilot, and I think I'm perfect for it. Yes. They wanted an oddball guy, and so I listed my credits of all the oddballs. And I haven't.
And did they need personal references from family and friends on that too? And your second cousin said, "Sign them up."
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
that is funny. Yeah. So you're being considered for that right now.
Yeah, we'll see. We sent in the audition. You never know. And
self-tape. Everything is a lot of self-tape now, huh?
That's it. Self-tape. You have to be the producer, the cinematographer, the lighting director.
Lighting
the sound guy.
That's it.
The set designer.
Oh, you guys don't realize how many different positions Sam and I were looking at, so we get the right lighting on them.
Yeah.
Now that I see you by the piano, this is probably the ultimate, huh?
We'll know in the future, right?
Before, when we were starting, when we were looking, he only had one eye, looked like he had a patch over the other one, like a pirate.
Yes. I'm a Yankee Doodle Dandy. Yankee Doodle Doodle. That's enough.
I like the way you say that's enough. Was there a parent that used to say that to you a lot? That's enough.
That's enough. Okay.
And you adopted it?
Absolutely. That's enough.
That is funny. That is funny. You're amazing, Sam. Really, really cool. And look who's here to say hello once again. George Burns.
All right, George.
He's back. Now, did you ever work with him? I don't know if we talked about that or came across him at events. There's a guy that lived to 100, huh?
Yeah, he did. I was at the Friars Club in the late 90s, and Milton Berle would hang out there. And Tony Martin and his wife, who was the dancer in Singing in the Rain and all those beautiful musicals back in the day. It's fantastic. And they would have lunch every day. And Milton would come over and tell us stories about Jerry Lewis.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. Yikes.
That is funny. Who is there anybody that either you would love to work with or you wished you could have and they're no longer with us? Anybody like, oh, it would have been great to have been on the same set or in the same studio with that person or those people?
Oh, many. It's funny. I had a 50-year friendship with Ed Asner. I never did a scene with him, never did a play with him. And yet he was my biggest fan. I mean, he was my biggest supporter, and he would do these plays all over the country. And, I never did one with him. Why? We'd have these lunches every 3 or 4 months in the last 5 years or so of his life. And all his and friends would come and tell silly stories about things that happened on the set. And we just never did a show together. I mean, I choreographed him in musicals, but I never got on stage face to face with him. That I wish I'd done. I wish I'd done more with Bob Newhart. And, I just wish I had the good knowledge to have met Mel Brooks and had done Blazing Saddles. I just, regret that. Sorry about that. And I regret turning down work. Mad TV offered me to come on, and I thought they were asking me to be an extra. No, they to come on and fill some spots and eventually maybe wind up on the show. And I didn't realize that.
And was it you had other commitments you were already involved in?
Well, I thought I was being an extra, and I'm not an extra, and I didn't want to go in that route, and it was faulty thinking on my part. Sometimes you make mistakes. You turn things up. Like, I mean, I was in the movie Airplane, but I got cut out. Yeah, I got cut out. And so I was never in the film. I get my residuals, but I wish I did.
What would the scene have been so we can imagine it?
I was a running gag, and they would send me SOSs to emergency signals from the airplane to the airport, the terminal, and I typed them up. But the typewriter, I couldn't get the paper out of the typewriter. It would stretch, or I go to grab it, it just rip right off, you know. And then finally, when I got it out perfectly, I'd go,
oh, boy.
And they drop the roof on me, and I'd be knocked out completely. And they just
you went through all of that, and they cut it.
Yeah, just didn't go.
If you were a guy just holding a martini at the bar, they might have left it in.
Yeah, exactly. And then when I talked to Patrick Swayze about it, he said, "Oh yeah, man, I lost this movie, I lost that movie." I said, "You're perfect for that film." That it's politics. So you know, when you're at his level, you know, if it wasn't for I think it was Whoopi Goldberg, you know, who insisted that he do Ghost. I don't think it would.
That's right. It was Whoopi. Yes.
Whoopi.
Yes. Like Lucy insisted Desi be her husband on I Love Lucy. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And when Carol Burnett, I think, exercised that sort of contract clause where there was a certain amount of time with CBS to where anything that she wanted to create could be created. So they created the Carol Burnett show, and William Paley said, okay, we got to go with it. And it was a good choice to go with it. I mean, a long run, a spectacular show, but it was exercising this contractual thing that had been sitting there. Came up with the Carol Burnett show, which was fantastic. Did you get to go on any of those shows, the talk shows, the variety shows over the years as well, Sam?
No, I never did the Tonight Show or Letterman, who I knew. And I never did Leno's show. I never really did a talk show. The one or two that I did didn't go well. So
to be on the Jim Masters show live really must be the pinnacle of your entire career. You're a lovety, a Jim Masters show lovety. And, you know, I mean, it's really got to be, that's why when we chatted about you coming back on a second time, you're like, where and when, Jim, where and when?
Yeah, you're the best. I have to say, I've been interviewed a lot. You're one of the best I've ever interviewed with. I say that sincerely, honestly, trust me. Well, you're such a pro. I really thank you for being on the show. I'm really thrilled.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Yeah. My pleasure. I don't know if I mentioned this to you before, but I've been saying it a few times on this show that my father has always said, whenever anybody says something nice to you, please ask them to put it in writing and address it management.
And you know, I did last time.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, you did a video and everything, which was fantastic. Yeah, Jane's watching in Sweden. She says, what a hilarious guest this is. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Thank you so much.
Jane is newer to the show from when you were on last time. So this is Swedish exposure that you're getting.
Oh, great. Hello, Jane. How are you? Oh,
I speak your language.
Merlin wants to know in Canada, when you get angry, not that you do, Sam, but when you do you do it as like maybe Quacker or Donald Duck? I mean, is it as convincing if you did?
No, it'd just be really funny doing 3 and 4 letter words. As a matter of fact, sometimes, so I run out of 3 and 4 letter words. I have to go to another language.
And who was the guy that said they're going to be 3 and 4 letter words? Who was the one that determined that? You ever think back, like whoever said, let's make these 3 and 4 letter words? Is it because they're just very direct?
I think so. Because if you go back to Shakespeare, his way of cussing you out, swearing at you, is got to be, you know, at least, you know, a mile long, the lettering. This one word is like a whole sentence back then.
Yeah.
Dumbledore, whatever they are, these crazy words.
Yes, right.
Odds,
Yes.
things,
Yeah. Dusseldorf and all these.
Yeah.
That is funny.
Yeah.
So everything is going well and you're loving the
Yeah.
ride and things are going
Mhm.
okay and you're in good health and you're,
Yeah.
you
Well,
got
knock wood, I'm still working. I'm really
yes.
kind of
How
surprised.
many, this career has been how many years now? Which is extraordinary.
50 years.
50
years.
years. Yeah. Yeah.
I just wish I'd done more. I know it sounds silly, but I
Well,
never got in series, things like that.
now, when you were doing all of this, did you also have another job? I mean, were you doing real estate? Were you doing other things that were the steady bill paying stuff while all these other things flowed in and out? Were you always doing something else too?
Yes. Like
You were.
I sold insurance. I was a used car salesman for about a year. That was a toughie. I got a real estate license. I promised my girlfriend I'd get a real job so we could get married. And back then, real estate you could do it on the weekends, and during the week you could audition. And so it was a great fit. It was very flexible hours. That was the thing, to get something with flexible hours. And,
So what was
and that's what I did.
what was your girlfriend's response when you told her you can do it on the weekends?
She goes, if I'm available. So exactly. So that's what I did. I really worked at trying to get into showbiz as much as possible. I would willing to do anything: ventriloquism, tap dancing.
Yeah,
ballet.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
I mean,
Please, let
you
me in.
are like another Sammy Davis Jr. I mean, when you look at the body of work and everything that you've done and still do, I mean, truly, I mean, the ventriloquism. Now, do you still have the ventriloquist doll? Is he still?
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
still with you, huh?
Still here. I keep him in a case just in case.
You keep him in a just in case case.
Yes, just in case.
That is
Every so often
funny.
I'll bring him out. Like right before COVID, the Comedy Store wanted to bring back some of the older comedians. So I got up and did my act and did my old dummy act and got huge laughs. I blindfold him, make him guess what people are holding in the audience, and he gets it wrong. How can you get it wrong? It's not a toilet seat; it's a cigarette. Oh, don't tell me.
He's like a he's I guess
Yeah,
he's
there he
your
is.
right hand man.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
That is funny.
but it was
That's
a thrill to hear from Bob Newhart, to have him call me up like that and tell me how much he loved that scene. That was a big honor.
that
was
has to be, yes. Yeah.
very
Yeah.
humbling.
That's really, and he's, Bob Newhart, another incredible dry wit legend, so much more. He and I think Don Rickles were great friends as well. Unfortunately, I'm glad he's with us, but we've lost so many greats too, huh?
Yeah, really.
So many extraordinary people. But yeah,
Yes.
this is you're just amazing. What is a typical day like for you now? Do you write a lot? Are you recording a lot?
Well, I go out on voiceover auditions from my microphone studio here.
Yeah.
I record them from here, and I do my
Yeah.
on-camera auditions. And then I haven't gone back to the stand-up comedy clubs yet, though I was invited back to the Laugh Factory in Vegas.
Oh, great.
Which is great, at the Tropicana. It's a great place to do stand-up. Love
Oh,
it there.
fantastic.
Harry Basil runs it, and I just
Now-
not ready. I didn't feel I was ready with COVID and all that. So
Now, with the way the world has changed in so many different ways, have you had to change any of the material around or add
Yeah.
new
Oh, yeah.
material or refocus, repurpose material, or how does that work now?
Well, I stayed away from politics.
Yeah.
The last thing I did was George Bush, Dick Cheney, and Colin Powell. For 8 years, we had a Bush, a Dick, and a Colin in the White House.
I mean,
And-
that's what.
Yeah. And the Bush told the Dick what to do. or the dick told the bush what to do. What? No, a bush tells a dick what to do, right? So this was getting nasty. So
you sort of.
So and then I stopped.
Politics is a nasty business, they say.
Yeah,
it is,
and it's very divided. You know, if you do a Trump joke and somebody takes offense, I remember. Even back in the day, I did the ventriloquist act, and he was picking on a girl in the front row, trying to pick her up, the dummy. And the guy who she's with says, "Listen, you know, you better stop this. You know, I'm going to come up here and punch you." And the dummy goes, you know, eat it raw, fuzz nuts. What do you think you are? And he gets up on stage, and he slaps the dummy and sits down. And the dummy goes, my dummy goes, "What are you an idiot? He's making me talk. Come on, drop my body. Show him there's nothing there." Why'd you punch me?
Did the dummy have a name? I forget. Was there a name to him?
To Irving?
Yeah, Irving. That's right. Irving. Yes. So it was Irving, and Irving, that is hilarious.
Yeah, and on the show, his name is Frank on Bob Newhart.
That's right, Frank on Newhart. So did you assume that the guy that came up and, you know, punched the Irving was he got the joke? He was going with the humor?
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
He figured it out. I mean, he was just being funny.
Have you ever had where they don't get the joke? A lot of people out there who just don't get it.
One
they
girl
don't get any jokes.
One girl was frightened of the dummy.
Frightened of the dummy.
Yeah, and the dummy goes, "I got no tongue, I got no teeth, I can't do anything to you," you know. And but she was scared. It just freaked her out.
I thought you were going to say, "I didn't bring the doll with me tonight."
Now, see, I could have used you as a comedy.
I was going to say, well, that's my quick-witted Irish. You know, just I'm always thinking about the line. I'm always looking to keep the thread and the line. And sometimes I don't know if I'm the guy that delivers the straight line or if I'm the one that delivers the joke or what, but it comes and goes. It just comes and goes. You know how it is.
Yeah, you just make it up. Yeah.
Right. It's autopilot. You know what I mean? I know no other way. I can't make it stop. I can't make it stop.
Well, that's wonderful. You know, train of thought is great.
Merlin says Irving must have been very convincing.
Yes, he must have been. I swear to God, I try to convince her that it's not real. I'm making him talk. You know, I drop the dummy's body, I stick his head up his butt. You know, look, you know, it's just a joke.
It's just a joke. He's just a figure or a figment of your imagination, madam. You're the best, my friend. This was really terrific to do an hour and a half with you here, like as if it was 20 minutes. You know, it always just goes by so quickly, so easily. Love catching up with you and, you know, going back in time and revisiting some of the things that you've done, as we love to do, and refreshing the memory, as well as introducing new folks to the incredible body of work that you've, you've touched us in many different ways through many different forms within entertainment. And it's been terrific, you know, from stage to television to film to comedy to all of it, and to dancing. And it's just really extraordinary. And I hope once again that the show met whatever expectations you had and you enjoyed the time with me as much as I have with you, Sam.
Oh, always, always. It's always a pleasure. I love doing your show. I had such a great time last time, and today it was great.
I appreciate that. Here's some of the comments coming in. Sam is still one of my favorite guests, but now as a double lovety, you sure have enjoyed your passage of time, Sam. Extremely talented, fascinating. I love everything about this show. Thank you, Christine Clifton.
Thank you, Christine.
We appreciate that.
Jane in Sweden. I'm single, Christine.
Yeah, there you go. Jane and but he comes with a dummy.
And a duck.
And a duck. Jane in Sweden says, wonderful, Sam. And Merlin says, you take care, be safe and funny. She's in Canada, and Kathleen in New York City, still on cloud 9. That little quacker said her name. Thank you, Jim and Sam. Awesome show. Yes. What would little quacker say about the Jim Masters show series?
Oh, I I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy to be here.
How's that?
And we are very happy to have you
A
here.
little drunk, a little drunk quacker there.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, we had to do the ugly duckling, and he had to say, "I am so ugly." But ugly is like one little vowel, and you have to break it up into two because and I had a hard time doing it.
I'm so ugly. Ugly. Ugly.
Oh, help me.
And again, doing this entire broadcast with Flem.
Yes. Yeah.
We're not talking about his third cousin, Flem. How's Flem doing?
Uncle Flem, cousin Flem, where are you?
Cousin Flem. He's married to Aunt Fanny, right?
Yes, right.
Flem and Fanny.
Cousin It.
Cousin It.
Hi, Henry. How are you?
That's it. That's it. Veronica Lee in Australia says you are quacking me up.
Oh,
In Australia.
Veronica Lee.
Oh, thank you very much.
My friend, this was really terrific. And we will definitely keep the porch light on for you. You're welcome back anytime, as we always say. And definitely let's stay in touch. Keep spreading the word about our show and our series. And thanks for spending all this great amount of time with us. And a nice hello and sayonara from the second cousin.
Second cousin Henry. How are you, Henry?
That's it. And really, really cool to see everybody, including family here on the show. Thanks for being with us, my friend. And this was really, really terrific. You're a great spirit and a good guy, and you go with the flow, and really, really great time with you as well. Thanks for being with us, my friend. You take care, okay?
Okay.
Say hi to all the characters, to Irving, to Little Quacker, and to the whole gang.
See you later.
They're real lovities.
Yes.
Take care, my friend.
Okay.
We'll talk again
Bye-bye.
soon.
Pleasure, Jim.
Oh, my pleasure. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
The one and only Sam Kwasman here on the Jim Masters Show Live Entertainment Lifestyle Talk Show series. Did you guys have fun? I had a ball. This was his second visit to our show. We loved having him on. He's always a riot. And he paid you to come on? That is funny. You've got his sense of humor. That's his second cousin. Fantastic show. Thank you, Jim, Sam, and the lovely crew of Veronica Lee. Thank you for joining us here from Australia. That's right. Just north of Brisbane, right? In Queensland there. Good stuff. You're really, really fantastic. All of you, all the lovelies that watch all the time. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope your life is going well. I hope, you've got smiles on your faces, as I always say in the beginning of the show. And you know that you can always come here to be informed, educated, enlightened, inspired, and entertained, all rolled into one on this unique talk show series. This is what you really call an entertainment lifestyle variety talk show series, not an interview show. But we throw interviews into the mix, but there's this whole other vibe that comes with what we do here on the Jim Masters Show Live. Keep spreading the word, gang. Thank you so much for all of you who've been spreading the word about our series, telling everybody you know as well. I do want to wish my mother a very happy birthday. This is my mother's birthday today. Happy birthday, Mom. We love you, love you, love you. The most beautiful and wonderful and caring and spectacular mom known to men and womankind on earth. We love our mother. So the whole family today celebrating our mother, and we love her very, very much. So happy birthday, Mom. She watches too. A lot of my family watches our series, and friends and colleagues from other shows and so much more. So happy birthday, Mom Masters. We love you. From myself and all the lovelies, happy birthday on my mother's birthday today. It was a lot of fun to have this show on my mother's birthday, right? Absolutely. Thank you very much, Sherry. I appreciate that very much. And Kathleen as well. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. And Maureen sending happy birthday wishes to Mom. I appreciate that. And Jim's mom, happy birthday from Australia, Veronica Lee and Mary Bishop. Thank you very much. I appreciate that as well. We all appreciate that. Beautiful words. And Merlin says, happy birthday. Thank you, Merlin. With love to Mom. Yes, Moreton Bay region, north of Brisbane, Queensland, Australia is where you are. Beautiful part of the world. Veronica Lee. Thanks for all the great birthday wishes for Mom, everybody. And thanks for being here with us. Want to let you know tomorrow it's going to be amazing as well because we have world-renowned mentalist. This guy's a legend. He's been doing this for a long time. This is an exclusive. The amazing Kreskin, world-renowned mentalist, author, and TV personality, joining us tomorrow on the Jim Masters Show Live, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. It's going to be fantastic. Join us live, or if you missed the show, remember, all the episodes are available right on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters. Join us as well. And he is responsible for thousands of hours of music on television, movie scores, sports music, as well as performing himself and working with some of the biggest names and artists. Buddy is going to be with us live. He's also going to perform live on Saturday night here on the Jim Masters Show Live. Very excited about all of that. We thank our friend Sam Kwasman for stopping by the Jim Masters Show Live Entertainment Lifestyle Talk Show series for her second visit. Veteran actor, comedian, dancer, cartoon voiceover artist, everything from starring, with Lucille Ball as a dancer in Mame to appearances on the Bob Newhart Show, the voice in Tom and Jerry, of Little Quacker and Tom and Jerry, comedians and cars getting coffee with Jerry Seinfeld, letters from a nut with Jerry Seinfeld, and on and on and on. Martha Ray, Hello Dolly. He was in The Music Man. This guy's done it all, huh? There he is with Little Quacker on his shoulder. There's Little Quacker. What a cute character. On Tom and Jerry. Yes, you can still see Tom and Jerry as well. And it was really cool. Loved having him on the show. Loved having you with us too. And good stuff. Thanks, gang. Fascinating. Oh, yeah. A lot of great guests coming up. Thank you. Appreciate that. Congratulations to Jim's mom for her birthday today, my mother's birthday. Thank you very much, Jane in Sweden as well. And you guys are just absolutely the best. I think somebody did I see a super sticker or something in here? Oh, I did. Yes, we don't want to miss that. A nice blue color. Kathleen Walker, thank you very much. That's the super sticker, super emojis that happens on our live chat. So you're able to do that when the show is live. Super chat, super sticker, super emoji helps support our series. Thank you very much, Kathleen. We appreciate that. You're always wonderful for doing that. And if you miss a chance to do it when our show is live, there's a little heart icon on our YouTube channel under every episode, a little heart icon. You press that, it says thanks, and you're able to support that as well. Kathleen, you're the best. Thank you so very much. Celebrating you. And you got Little Quacker to say your voice, or to say your name with his voice. To say your voice? How do you say somebody's voice? You do their voice. Kathleen, that was fantastic. I wish I still had my Charlie McCarthy ventriloquist doll. I had one as a kid. Well, we were playing in the back seat of the car on the way back from our family vacation, and my sister pulled on the string a little too hard, and the mouth broke. How are you going to do a ventriloquist doll with the mouth broke? That was it. But we're thinking about getting another one, and for this show. Yes, I would love to do that. Jim, this was loads of fun with Sam. Thanks for bringing him back to Lovelady Hall. Good night, Jim, and all lovelies to you as well. Christine in North Carolina. Thank you, Jim. Sam is fantastic. Thank you, Sherry Larson. Yeah, he was with us in 2020. Now, I can't believe it. I thought it was only a year ago, but 2020 is 2 years ago. Could you imagine that? We've been doing this series that long consistently. We're coming up in late April on 2 years. We're going to have to do something. I should take the show on location, right? For a 2-year anniversary. We got a lot of plans, a lot of cool things we're doing. Thank you, Mary, and everybody watching. All right. And as I said earlier in our group, you're all viewers of the week to me. We love it, but we've got some plans for that too. I'm very excited about it. Thanks to Sam. Don't forget, whenever you see that, you know you're in for a good time on the Jim Masters Show Live. Thanks for being with us, everybody. We love you all. Always a pleasure having you guys with us. I always look forward to doing these shows with you, even if the day is really busy. I always look forward to turning on the lights, turning on the juice, spreading the vibe, and connecting with all of you right here on the Jim Masters Show Live. And happy birthday, Mrs. Masters, from Jane in Sweden. Thank you very much, Jane. We appreciate that very, very much for those kind wishes. You guys are the best. Spread the word about our show. We love it. Amazing guests from all walks of life, not just one genre or one niche. We do it all. It's all about life and all about celebrating living. You guys, thanks for being with us. We don't say goodbye. We just say see you later and cheers and ciao and moi loop and slancha and avida zane and sayonara and all the rest. We'll see you on the next episode. The amazing Kreskin is here tomorrow for those watching live. Those watching this later on, stay right here. Another episode of our fantastic series, The Jim Masters Show Live, comes up for you next here on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We would love that. And click that notification bell so you never miss any of the episodes. Very important to click the notification bell, the little bell icon you see there under every episode, so you never miss the alerts. Sometimes some people will contact us and say, oh, I didn't know they were on. Oh, I missed that show. If you click the notification bell, you'll get a little alert for all of our episodes. All right, gang. Thanks for sticking with us. We love having you here. It's like a house party when we're all together, isn't it? It sure is. We will see you on the next one, okay? Take care, be well, love one another, be good to one another. And this is Jim Masters, your host. Thank you for your time. This time till next time, right here on the Jim Masters Show Live. Cheers.